We are live, I believe. Anyway, this is going to be pre-recorded because this is listed as unlisted, and when I publish it, then you will see it. I'm recording this on Friday, March 31st at 6:39 a.m. Okay, so this will be going live in a few minutes, at least for you to watch. Okay, so let's talk about it. As you can see from the discussion topic, is the Xbox Project Scorpio a ninth generation console? So, unlike a lot of other channels, and this is not going to be a beef with this, it's just a fact. I don't like to report rumors due to the fact that rumors come from something called a hot new trendy word, fake news. As you can see, if you've been paying attention, hold on, my phone is going off. Hold on. Yeah, in true Negro fashion, my phone interrupted. But yeah, like I was saying, as you can see from this whole thing where somebody posted a video saying that somebody's buying game footage. I'm not getting into names and all that no more. I'm tired of talking about these people or even referencing these people. But the bottom line is all of that is like a fake news thing. This is like a big thing on YouTube, especially. That's why YouTube is becoming more and more of a joke to me. It's a source of any kind of information. But anyway, I digress. Let's talk about it. So, okay, I did my research and found out that I have to make some corrections to my information due to the fact that a lot of people speculating, reporting speculation, things will not be true or things will be debunked. The Xbox Project Scorpio apparently is not going to emulate Xbox One games. It's just going to straight play the disc. Now, this is what's being reported, and the reason that this was thought to be the case is because Xbox was looking for somebody to do emulation for the Project Scorpio. And Microsoft stopped and said, wait. The emulation is not for Xbox One, it's for 360 games, which I'm actually surprised that they're even concerning themselves still with the 360 emulation, and they're worrying about Xbox One and Xbox One Pro. I mean, I can't believe Xbox One Pro. That'd be funny if that's the name. But the Xbox Scorpio, I find it a little bit odd that they would be worrying about three things now. And honestly, I don't like when companies do that, because that means that you're not paying attention to the main thing. And, you're focusing on a piece of hardware in old games, and people are saying new games. So we don't see the emphasis on what we want. And that's a problem for me, because I'm hoping that's a lot, actually, just because of how it sounds. Because if that's the case, you guys are focusing on Xbox 360 games still. Why? I mean, granted, emulation is nice, but I think I played 2 games tops, and that's out of straight nostalgia on my Xbox One S, my Xbox One, period. So I'm not liking that information. But anyway, I digress. Let me see if I can actually pull this up to show you guys, so you guys can see that I'm telling the truth. Because yeah, I actually have the article right here. So let's see if I can screen share this just to show you guys. Hold on, let me open up the monitor, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm just saying this. There's a lot of people report things and say things, and their sources are kind of iffy and fishy. There's only like a handful of people who have good sources of information, from what I saw. So let me screen share this with you guys and go over it so you can see. It says update: Project Scorpio will not require emulation to run Xbox One games. And as you see, the story is what I just said. The job listing for Microsoft website seems to hint that Project Scorpio will require some form of emulation to run Xbox One games. So as you guys can see, and it was updated, and pretty much what it said is that Microsoft was hiring for somebody to emulate Xbox 360 games, which is very disappointing. So I don't know. I don't really like that news right there. That's not the kind of news I want to hear, because you guys are focusing on controllers and Xbox 360 games, and it just brings me back to why I'm disappointed in the Xbox One. And it's not even because of the games. The games are cool, but it's because of the things they don't have that I feel like they should. So I'm not gonna turn this into why I'm upset with Microsoft thing or why I'm upset with Xbox thing, but I just wanted to report this information to y'all. So let's talk about the 9th gen situation real fast. And let's get into that. First of all, 9th generation. What would make this console a 9th generation console? The fact that it has the hardware that they're claiming it has makes it a ninth generation console. However, if they're calling it a mid refresh, then it is a mid refresh. It's not a next generation console unless they call it that. Now, if they don't have that in mind when they make it, then they won't make next generation games. And the fact that the games are just going to run in difference of resolution and frame rates for the Xbox One and the Project Scorpio, it's definitely going to be held back from being a ninth generation console due to the fact that it's not leaving behind Xbox One. So it's not next generation console. People are going to say it is, but we would love for it to be. But due to the fact that that's their whole slogan, Xbox One will not be left behind when the Scorpio drops. It's definitely not going to be next generation. And the pricing is somewhere around $450 is believed to be the minimum price. Some people are saying $399. Like I said, I would love for it to be $399, but here's the problem with it being $399. If it is $399, it's no way it's going to have the hardware that people think it's going to have. There's no way you're going to get these dual graphics set up and a Zen and all these CPUs that you guys are talking about. It's not going to have a Ryzen and all of that in it if it's going to be $399. Let's just be honest. It's going to have that damn Jaguar processor boosted in it if that's the case. So you don't really want it to be $399. If you want it to be $399 just so you could buy it, there's no point in getting it because it's going to be pretty much just a little slightly more tweaked Xbox, which is what they're saying it's not. This whole thing about 6 teraflops and yada, yada, yada. And it just, 6 teraflops is equivalent to what? A little bit more than a GTX 980 Ti. It's like around that area. So you could get 4K out of that, but you're not going to get like a huge 4K maxed out. You're not going to get PC 4K out of that, but you're going to come close. So, to answer the question, it's not a ninth generation console due to the fact that they're not going to brand it and market it and work it like a ninth generation console. You would have to have games that could only run on that and be dreamt of running on an Xbox One. And that's definitely the complete opposite. Everything's going to run on this. That ran on Xbox, but just prettier. So that's a little bit disappointing, but hey, it is what it is. This is just how gaming is now. Everything is a remaster. We're pretty much getting an Xbox One remastered again. So, had the Xbox One S, which we're used to because, they always make a slimmer model to make it cheaper. But now they are actually mid-refreshing these consoles. So welcome to the era of the remastered. The remastered. Anyway, I digress, man. I'm talking and feel like I'm not really getting to a good point. But the point is, it's not a ninth generation console due to the fact that they won't treat it as such. Just like the PS4 Pro is not a ninth generation console. And as you see with it being out already, it's definitely not moving out here like a next generation console. It's like we didn't even get, like a few months after you got your Pro, it was like it's just PS4. Until someone you meet doesn't have a Pro and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember having that. Oh yeah. When it first came out, yeah. That model, yeah. The snobby cats, yeah. That old model, yeah. I remember that back in the day. That piece of ancient history. Yeah, I'm on a Pro now. So that's pretty much the whole attitude with that. So it's probably going to be exactly the same thing with the Scorpio, except there's a lot of shady marketing things going on here, man. I'm really cautious and curious. Now, I'm going to say the thing about the 700. The reason I reported that is because everybody had like articles up. If you was doing research, you kept coming up with that number. So it was safe to say to throw that number out there as well. But 90% of that is probably fake news. And the other 10% is Microsoft doing marketing strategies. You got to understand something like that. If they tell you $700, right, and they get that in your head, and then they come out around May, June E3, and they tell you, hey, man, this thing is only $499 or $599. You're going to go, oh, great. It's not $700. Let me get it. And that's how they get you, because that's going to be so much better than hearing $700 if you get the tactic there. So I'm not surprised that they put that out there at $700, and it might not be $700. I highly doubt it would be $700 due to the fact that how many people are not going to buy that thing on day one. Now, a lot of people are not going to buy that thing for $500 on day one because they did it with the Xbox One. I'm one of them. I brought 2 Xboxes already. So what you got? You got me for 3, 5. Where we're at 8, and then you want to come out with another one that they're claiming is 7, and bring the total of Xboxes out there to $1,500. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous, man. It's kind of what you call finessing. You know what I'm saying? That's flexing and finessing at its finest. That's flex body 100. All right. So at the end of the day, we're gonna have to see, man, because I really think that it's gonna be somewhere in between $399 and $599. It's gonna be somewhere in between there. And more than likely, it'll have like everyone knows, 2 hard drive models. One, where you could chill, and one where you could live. So we're gonna see which one it is. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is, yeah, the console is gonna definitely be held back. So I'm not gonna keep my expectations too high and get caught up in what they're saying, because if you listen to the wording and what they're saying, they're hyping this shit up heavy, man. They're really hyping this thing up. And the only advantages I can see is going to be multi-plats. Now, from a hardware standpoint, I hope to God they learn to add a USB microphone support to this fucking thing. I mean, the whole thing about the headphones and the microphones is terrible. Terrible, terrible. They used to be so accessible. The fact that it's running Windows and it's like that is terrible. You could plug a USB mic into your PC with no problem, but you can't into your Xbox, but you can into your PS4. This is definitely something I didn't like. I was trying to capture gameplay of me and a couple of my friends on GTA Online, and all I had to do on the PlayStation was just push the share button. But on Xbox, I gotta go get Discord and run around this, and then I gotta use 2 mics, one for the PC, one for the computer separate, so you could hear me, and it was just ridiculous, man. It's so many things that they overlooked. And that's what leads me to believe that this is definitely not a 9th generation console. This is the console that should have came off of 8th gen. This is the console now. This is the PS4 Pro. This is the Xbox Project Scorpio. These are consoles that they meant to bring out. And I was talking to an engineer. He told me, he said that these consoles were thought of first that you're seeing now, but the reason they didn't bring them out is because of this was around 2008 when we were still going through the recession in America, and they were scared to bring these consoles out because of the price tag. And they didn't want to scare people off, so what they did was they made a lighter version of those consoles. And I believe him now, because when he told me that before, that there was these versions of consoles out there, people told me I was crazy when I repeated this in the Facebook group, and I swear to God, these consoles were true. And he told me that there was another PlayStation, a more powerful one that they made, and he said there's another more powerful Xbox that they were planning. He said these were consoles that they planned to originally make first. But when they saw how much they would cost when they did the R&D, they were scared to release those consoles. That's how we ended up with the Xbox One and the PS4, and I fucking believe him. So that's what I said. Some rumors do be true, because he sounded crazy to me, and when I repeated it, I sound crazy to them, and it turned out it was true. So I believe that. I believe these are supposed to be the consoles we were originally intended to get, and now we're getting them. So yeah, do I believe it will be 700? I believe that there's a possibility that there will be a bundle for 700. That's probably going to be like a premium bundle that comes with a bunch of stuff. And I believe the entry level will probably be around 450, like they said. And the 450, which I highly doubt a console would be 450, that number comes from like euros. So that will probably translate to more like 500. So it's probably going to be between 500 and 700, like I said before. But the translations get lost and the currencies get lost, and that's where people start getting confused about numbers, because 450 more than likely is the euro number, and that's going to translate to around 512 or 530 or something with tax. So that's probably going to be the price. Probably about 500 is probably going to be the price, and I'm cool with that. That's better than 700, but also again, they probably put that out there so that you would have no problem with the 500 versus the 700, even though they just made you pay 500 for a Connect that you didn't want. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, it's your boy Jimmybgaming, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section as usual. And you already know what I'm about to say, right? If you subscribe, thank you. If you didn't hit the notification bell next to the name, do that as well. And if you already hit the like button, thank you for that as well. And I appreciate your time. If you made it to the end of this video, it's Friday. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. Go do what you got to do and bring your funky ass back home. And enjoy your Friday evening like I'm about to do, because I'm going to go to work, do what I got to do there, and then it's on and cracking when I get back in the crib, all right? Yeah, anyway, I'm out of here, man. Let me know what you guys think. Peace. Oh, yeah, one last thing, man. Fake news, disgusting. Too much of it on the internet. I have to start detoxing myself from that, because It's ridiculous what people will do for a click. It's amazing. I guess somebody got to get their dope somehow. Anyway, I'm out of here. Peace.